Little earlier stream today, not a ton going on, so just gonna kind of get it out of the way. Very slow flow day here. Um, yeah, just gonna kind of hang out for an hour or so and look at whatever flow we have come in, which hasn't been a lot anymore. I mean, and yeah, great comment there about the opening was exciting this morning, and now it's just been slow and just dead. It's not a lot for flow here. I like to hang out for an hour. we'll see. And a lot of that flow, I mean, just again a lot of multi-leg, just kind of not the best flow. Just very quiet there, very quiet there. I did like the long dated spy color. Those are definitely interesting there. Good amount of time on those there, and not too far out of the money there. Worth a little stab at something like that, and that flow was pretty textbook there. Kind of come back and take a peek. I mean, just see our IV there rising that whole time. Looks good there. So have to see how that one plays out. But I mean, it's been one of those pretty kind of quiet afternoons here, and just kind of looking at the tide. I mean, your market tide's still very bullish here. All call premiums out of the money call premiums still heavy ask side. I haven't really seen a big dip in those at all. Put premiums bid side there pretty much right in tandem there with each other, and haven't really seen those pop at all. And just a lot of volume there, a lot of call volume there. So just kind of keeping an eye on things here. Not really seeing anything kind of aiming for a pullback in the tide. Or Periscope wise, though, we've been chopping at that heavy positive gamma at 69.05 and coming back into that 68.95, which would be some support here, looks like, or potential support there, and that was actually some gamma that grew there. But below that, a lot of negative gamma, so a lot of long ways to kind of go down there. And let me pop this over here just to kind of look. Yeah, I mean, if we get through that 68.95, I probably wouldn't look for anything until 68.70, but just been kind of chopping at this level for the most part there. Yeah, I mean, just a pretty dead day. We can look at these Lulu calls that just came in. Don't overlap earnings. Pretty mixed there on that ask and bid side volume there. We'll take a peek at it though. Yeah, just another, I mean, it's, I see that before here too actually. So a couple minutes after, I very heavy size and premium here before, so got to kind of take this into account. But IV's kind of dropping, comes back up, just kind of all over the place. I mean, just not a lot of super good flow, and even on that second alert here, I mean that IV is just kind of the one candle or the one contract. They're not a huge deal, but just not a lot of good looking flow. I mean, a lot of it's just been like this, where that IV's been kind of goofy, bouncing around, just not a lot going on today. And go take a peek here at that sector flow. I haven't looked at that yet on the day. Yeah, yeah, that volume is very, very light here so far. Very light volume. Looks, I mean, across all of our sectors here, very light volume here. So definitely something to kind of keep in mind. Obviously, that's why we're probably seeing a little choppiness there on the day, but again, for the most part, hey, we're bouncing a little bit. Let's see if we bounce at that level. Yeah, that 68.95, right at that positive gamma. There's our little bounce. So I'd kind of target again that 69.05 possibly, because this other negative gamma bar here kind of decreasing a bit there, but have to see there. We are kind of seeing. Let me just kind of pop this out a little bit. Pop us back here. And give her a refresh. Come on. And we are getting some negative gamma building below, so I mean, if we come back up to that 69.05, that could be a good spot for a potential scalp down. I mean, that's a lot of negative gamma kind of forming down there. Still got some good positive upside gamma though. How are we looking on Zen? I kind of like looking at that shorter term days expiration there. It's just, oops. I'm going to come back in here. Yeah, we didn't really get up to that high level there, but we're in that negative gamma zone right now, so could be looking for a little downside action there. How are we looking 0 DTE on it? So we're right on that 68.95. So yeah, we got it. If we break this level here, I mean, it's a lot of negative gamma there to the downside. Just keep an eye on that. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I mean, tide is still bullish here. And yeah, just kind of look at, I mean, your net call premiums on SPY have dropped a little bit, and you are seeing that total volume kind of just, I like to kind of just refresh it a little bit. Just get a kind of bigger view there. I mean, looking a lot more kind of bearish there, and can always pop it over open on this. Let's go over to SPY and look at that total volume. Oops, sorry. Let's see. I mean, you're pretty flat here. Oh, we're negative here, so I mean, you typically don't see a lot of big movement here until you're in that maybe like 250,000-ish range, plus or minus there. So I mean, this is kind of flat, which aligns with what we're seeing price action wise here too. Um, yeah, I don't know if, man, I just don't like 0 days right now. It's just so choppy. I mean, you get chopped up, but I mean, we're breaking that. I mean, we're not. Let's see if we bounce here. We'll see if we bounce at that 68.95, and I mean, you're seeing that put premium kind of tick up a little bit there. Oh, we just swapped here, so that positive gamma bar just dropped by about 3,000 there for that gamma exposure and that positive gamma there. So that positive gamma is getting a little weaker there too. And it's kind of, yeah, this is looking like we're going to probably go down here because that positive gamma bar significantly decreased there at that 10-minute flip there. That is something to watch. I mean, because when we're seeing that negative gamma, so I mean, what you're trying to see is price move fast through that. So just kind of a quick little thing on gamma here. Like when you see the positive gamma, like so okay, if we're looking at the purple positive gamma bar here. So when price comes up into that, market makers technically have to sell into strength, and vice versa. Like if you see I'll see if I can. I'll have to switch the date here. Let me pop this here. So like if we come back down and we're falling here and you hit that 68.70 here, you're looking for price to essentially kind of, I don't want to call it's not support, but this is where market makers would technically potentially buy into strength here. So and that red there is, especially on the downside, you can kind of see them. Market makers would be technically pouring fuel on that fire, but your green zones are your pretty much, I like to call them suppression areas, just because you'll kind of see price potentially slow down there. Now again, I mean, if you're really moving down fast, we can get through that quick too, especially if there's a lot of negative gamma there. And just kind of looking at this right now too, just zooming out, I mean, there's a lot of kind of negative gamma to this downside here, so something definitely to keep an eye on through the rest of the afternoon, especially if we keep seeing these put premiums kind of curl up here, and then your call premiums are sitting bid side here. And again, that total volume here. So now we're seeing that a lot of total, pretty big hefty number there on that total volume. So I would probably continue to look for that to drop here and potentially down here and maybe stop at that 68.70. That'd be my price target here, and that's what I'm kind of looking for when I'm looking between these bars. So if you're entering here at that 6,900, I'd be targeting that 68.70. So just kind of some Periscope stuff there. Really fun, cool tool to kind of keep an eye on there. I'm hearing some dings, so let's kind of go take a peek. So at 227 Oracle 137 put here. So A little more, that spot's a little more on the bid side there. See if we can go take a peek at it. Oh, let's see. So we got 1200 there, about 1400 there. I would probably, man, I mean, just kind of based off that volume there. I mean, this candle is 1406 contracts traded, and then you have 1250 here. So I mean, this would have to be an ad here. I mean, would want to double check tomorrow, but let's just kind of see if we got any clues from that flow though. 123. So I mean, IV spikes when it comes in there, and then you have that earlier IV. Oh, yeah, this flow looks pretty good here. I'm gonna actually throw this in that risky channel. I actually really like that setup there. Let me throw this in that channel here. I just would want to double check that open interest tomorrow just to verify, but just kind of based off that first volume candle there, that 1250, and then you have that 1406, I would say this is going to carry over. Let me just throw this in that channel here, and then I want to head back to Periscope here again. Let me just throw this in that risky flow channel. Give me 1 second. So let's go back to Periscope there. That is definitely some interesting flow. So we're keeping an eye on this 6,900 level right now. So for those that just kind of joined in here, so we're looking at Periscope here. We had a big significant decrease in that 6905 positive gamma bar. And we're sitting at that 6,900 positive gamma. We have a lot of negative gamma forming below us. And let me show everybody on this one as well too. I gotta go back to SPY. I have it. We're gonna actually go look at. Oh nope, we gotta go back to the spot. So I have the spot here, but you don't really get to see the actual numbers here. But we are seeing that net gamma exposure kind of tick up to the negative there. So you don't typically start seeing a lot of movement until that maybe like negative 250 or positive 250 range. So now we're at 567,000 here. So be kind of potentially looking for maybe a potential pop here. I mean, but you're sitting right at that positive gamma level, and I mean, you got a lot of negative gamma down here, and it's been expanding. That white dot here is just telling you what it was at before, and you can see that negative gamma is expanding. I mean, on all of our bars here. So would be almost looking for this potential short down to 68.70 there, and I mean, with that put premium kind of crawling up there and call premiums kind of dropping there. I mean, just something I'm keeping an eye on it there. And I'm just watching that, and this changes so fast too. So, and that's just kind of a little rule of thumb there. I mean, that's it. I mean, you saw how quick it dropped off there, and I mean, we're just sitting at that heavy positive gamma, and we are on the all expiration. Let's go to the 0 DTE. So you can see that positive gamma there, really dropping there. So you'd essentially be, the very layman's terms, you're losing kind of support there. So that's going to be an interesting end to the day. I mean, if we get out of this chop, but I would not be looking up there really anymore. Let's just kind of do a couple day out view. Yeah, again, I mean, this 6,900 level is a very strong level. Very strong level. And I just like to circulate through the different expirations, just kind of see what's going on. And the fun thing about this is, let me actually pop back here. So if you come and look at the Periscope here, you do have that full kind of blueprint down here too of what the market maker actual positions are. So I mean, you can see short, oh, if I could click here. So like at this 6,900, they are long 5,400 calls and then short puts there. So I'm still kind of trying to learn this tab a little bit here. I don't really use it that much. It's just kind of something I'll glance at there. Just kind of see what that market maker position is. But yeah, I mean, it looks like we want to kind of, maybe we get a move going through this negative gamma, and we'll hit that 68.70 and that'd be my price target there if we slowly drop it. Not really getting a lot of action. Let's go see if let's see what we got for coming. Let's go see what we got for 0 DTE flow. So it's still pretty bullish here. Premiums are saying bullish, but you can see that put premium kind of climbing up here too. I do want to look at, whoops, if I could type. So SPX, what do we got? Today is Wednesday. Oh no, today's Wednesday. Yeah, I mean you got a lot of those kind of SPX puts coming in here, so I would, man, I would be thinking short from that negative or that this heavy 6900 area. I mean that's a lot of 0 DTE puts kind of coming in there. Another one just hitting the tape there too. So this I wouldn't be trying to find a single whale on here. I just kind of like to get this as a whole idea here, just to kind of get a bigger picture there. But I mean, it's looking like we're gonna probably head down here. That again, the 6900 level is looking juicy for a drop, and I would be looking for maybe a suppression here at 6870 and see if we get a small little drop here and into that 6700, and I'm just kind of watching it here. Let's just zoom in here and see what we get. Here comes our price down a little bit. So when we get into that negative gamma zone, and we just actually had that positive gamma flip red here too, so that's kind of justifying that move down, and here we go down into that. And I'm looking for that price to really accelerate here, and here we go right now. I'm looking at that 6870. We're starting to kind of, and you can see how price is kind of speeding up a little bit more through that, where we were just kind of chopping up here, but we're dropping into the negative gamma here. Let's just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. That 6870 is my price target. We'll see if we get it there, and put premiums climbing. Call premiums still kind of dropping. That call volume's dropping, looking good there. Interval flow, we're watching. We're seeing a bunch of 0-day SPX puts coming in. This is looking pretty good here. Pretty good. And I need to actually, I want to pop up that SPY one too, just so everybody can see. I do have it on that super dashboard there. You just don't get to see that full number. Oh, okay, we're gonna stay on this screen here. Yeah, we're coming through that negative gamma very nicely here. I mean, if you trade that from that 6900 and we're trading at 6886 right now, I mean, you can 15-point drop there. But just continuing to watch that. I do just want to show it on this. So as I was kind of saying, so you can see how that total volume has really accelerated to that downside there. So that's another piece of confirmation there. So you have this total volume. You have a lot of 0 DTE SPX puts coming in here. Look in here. Come on. Let's see if we get down to that 6870. Just going to keep that cursor on there, and we can see if that candle comes there. And that also brings you back into that straddle cone too. So that's something to watch. Try to see if we get it. Let's come back down here. I mean, it broke that VWAP there, so definitely it's making its way down there. See what we got coming for flow, but we wait on that. CCL, some Carnival Cruise line puts coming in, 227.31.5. Let's see. Yeah, big spike in that put premium here too. Let's look at our flow here. 49, 93. Yeah, these look good here. I mean, this is textbook. You see that IV increase. Spot price filling with the ask. A little wider bid ask spread, but it's filling there. So I'm going to actually throw this into our flow alerts here quickly because it looks like it's kind of falling a little bit there. So let me get that in there. And then we'll go check back on our Periscope there. Yeah, we got some good textbook flow the last couple days, finally. It's been kind of a slow month there. So, okay, let's go back here. Oops. super dashboard. So okay, we're kind of pausing here at that negative gamma. If I was trading this, and I'm transparency purposes, I'm not trading this. I wasn't expecting to trade anything right now, just with the kind of crappy price action going on. But that negative gamma is still up here. I mean, I would probably put a stop on maybe at that 68.95 there. But I'm just kind of, this is a lot of negative gamma that it's looking good. It's looking good. Your put premiums curling up, call premiums dropping, net call premium, or that volume's dropping there too. And again, interval flow feed here, just kind of looking at that 0 DTE SPX volume here. I mean, you're getting a lot of premium on those kind of downside. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you can see that total volume's expanding there too. All right, let's go back over here. Just need price to cooperate with us, and I kind of want to zoom in just a little bit here. And you just see, I mean, those dots here telling you where those gamma bars were, and you can just scroll over that bar too, and it'll tell you what it was that 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. I just like to kind of watch that just to see if that gamma's kind of deteriorating, if it's increasing. So like now, you see that negative gamma bar there too, just kind of slightly a little smaller there too, but you still have a lot of that negative gamma to the downside here. Let's pop this back to the 0 DTE and see what's changing here. Yeah, I mean, just right off that 69.05, that 6900 at the time. I want to see it accelerate through this. Let's see if we can pop this out just a little bit. So that's what could be kind of making us bounce a little bit in here. So you, on that kind of 2-day out expiration there, got some good positive gamma here at that 68.85. So that's kind of why I like to switch between those strikes too. So you got to see some, I'd like to see some of this decrease here. Because right now it looks like it's kind of acting as a little bounce area. Let's go back. I kind of typically like to stay on that 5-day expiration from what I've kind of been watching, so that way you don't get all the expirations, but you do kind of get a more short-term view there. So I mean, like that 68.85, see it bouncing right there on that positive gamma. But let's go back to that all here and just see what we got. So I mean, and that's the thing with all the expirations. Again, it's all the expirations versus if you're a 0 DTE scalper, then you'd probably want to stay on that shorter term time frame there. But I'm just keeping an eye there. Keeping an eye. Pop this back to the 5. So I mean, like, now if you're acting with this as support, I mean, what I'm trying to do between these when I'm looking for price targets, I want to see it move from like that 68.85 and retest again that other positive gamma. I'm looking kind of for that acceleration through this area and that heavy negative gamma, but looks like we'll pop this back to the all because that's where we originally saw it there. It wants to drop through here, and you can see just looking at those gamma bars, those white dots, they're getting further in on those candles there, or the gamma candles there. So that's telling you that negative gamma is increasing there, and just kind of looking down the tube there. And the interesting thing up here too is, I mean, you see that positive gamma here, again, really decreasing here. So price will, I don't want to say be a magnet to it, but when you see that positive gamma, like if we, let's come back to this morning here, because this morning was actually really interesting. So like this morning, when you looked at all that there, I mean, there's a ton of positive gamma up here. You still do have some negative gamma down here, but tons of positive gamma, and that's kind of why I like it, using it with the market tide, that SPY net premium, because I mean, at the time you're seeing call premium, you know, there's some positioning up here, potentially make a move up that way. And if we looked at this on the 0 DTE format too, when we're down here, again, you are seeing some net. Oh, I gotta go back. Oh, wait, no, I'm at the right time. So I mean, you can see like all that, so all those orange bars are turning into positive gamma here. So they're positioning to the upside, and you can just see that positive gamma growing, and then your negative gamma is growing too, and you're down here. So I mean, again, this is going to be your acceleration zone up to that positioning there. So okay, let's go back to now here, and I mean, you just kind of see how that positioning is changing throughout the day there. So okay, let's go back to this time because we are actually, looks like it wants to kind of get towards our target here. So again, just, I mean, we're starting to move through that, moving through that here, and it's going to bring us back into that straddle cone here. So I mean, I'm watching that 68.70 level here, see if we can continue to get down through that negative gamma there. I'm just watching. See, and we're far enough into that negative gamma zone off that 6,900 level where, I mean, this is a 15-point drop so far. So I mean, like, you can start adjusting up stops, so on, and all that, but you can just see how that candle's accelerating here, and again, that strong negative gamma is gonna essentially pour fuel on that fire there. So just keep watching, keep watching. So now we had a significant drop in gamma there, or negative gamma there from 10 minutes ago at minus 4,183. We're now down minus 807 there. So that's a significant decrease in that negative gamma here. So again, I'm still targeting that 6870, and that positive gamma did decrease a little bit there too. So that could kind of tell you that maybe we're going to see it potentially keep dropping a little bit more, but we'll just keep an eye. And again, keeping an eye on those premiums and that total volume. Your put premiums are curling up a little bit, call premiums tailing off, call volumes dropping. Again, you can see that total volume here. Again, the one bad thing is you don't get to see those actual numbers. So again, from when we were looking at it earlier, we were like plus 15,000. Now you just see it continuing to increase to the downside. That's downside pressure, and we've been matching it with that SPXW 0-day puts coming in here. Let's see where we're at. I mean, you just see we're accelerating through this. I mean, this is very perfect here. Pretty perfect that we're getting this kind of setup here. I didn't think we were going to have much to do today, but look at that. We got a nice little Periscope scalp there going on. So again, first target's at 68.70 there, and I want to see what changed on that 0-day as we flipped. So, I mean, that 0-day negative gamma expanded a little bit, lightly dropped there, expand down there. So, I mean, that positive gamma up here too is decreasing too, so that's just something to keep an eye on there. Now let's just kind of do a little midterm view there. So again, we're on that 68.85 here. This is, you can see how we're bouncing off that. So this is positive gamma here, and there's not really a significant change there. That 10 minutes ago, we've been sitting at that 48, 46 exposure level there. It's acting as support right now, and you can see how we're bouncing off that. So now, if you're trying to play this to the upside, again, you're seeing that negative gamma here. Again, this is going to be your acceleration zone. So now if I was going to play this, so I'd want to kind of see that net call premium potentially trailing up a little bit more. Maybe some 0-day calls coming in, and you're not really seeing that at all. And kind of maybe see a bigger decrease in that total volume there. But it's still favoring the downside there. And again, that's just kind of a suppression area right there, that 68.85. You just see how it suppressed that price. That price slowed down when we got to that level. And that's just kind of why I switched between those expirations too. So now if you were targeting this to the upside, and just based on the data, I wouldn't probably be targeting this to the upside right now, unless I saw put premiums kind of decrease there and maybe call premiums ticked up a little bit. You'd be trying to play that 680.85 bounce up to that 69.20 bounce there. So that would be my price target there, but I'm still aiming for that 68.85 there. Or not the six. Let's go back here. Sorry, I still have eyes on that 68.70 there. And the interesting thing is, though, I mean, again, that purple bar, big decrease in that negative gamma there, and it's positive gamma there now. So what that's telling me now is this could be a good spot where after price is dropping and then you see that small bounce, could see price slow down a little bit here again too. So this could be a possible re-entry into puts here, or this would. So okay, well we were looking at that 6,900. So that 6,900 was a original entry. We're down about 15 points or so. I would put that. Why did I think that was positive there? It was negative the whole time. I was just seeing that gray line. I would probably have this as my stop here, this candle, just with that significant decrease there. I don't know why that. Oh, I was just reading that wrong. That the colors got me. I was like, why am I reading that as positive when it's negative? But yeah, this would probably be my stop here for that 15-point drop there. I'm just looking for that acceleration through this area. I mean, that 68.85, that negative gamma grew there again. Again, that 68.75 negative gamma grew there. That positive gamma actually shrunk there. So if we get down there, could be a little more interesting. Let's go 0 DTE here. So yeah, I mean, that's some positive gamma there. Positive at 68.95, so that's that spot that I'd be watching there. All right, back to the all expirations. And I'm just keeping eyes on that spot gamma at the time. A little tick up there on the call premium, not a ton there. How's our interval looking? So like you had that 10-day call come in there, but I mean, majority is puts coming in here the last 10-15 minutes, so that's something to keep an eye on. I'm going to actually lower the premium a little bit on these. Oops, I think I did 5 million. Yes, I did. Oops. Okay, now I messed up all my premiums. Whoopsies. Okay, let's do 250. It's just messing around just so you can kind of see the different premiums coming in. So, I mean, yeah, just still seeing those puts come in there. Still seeing those puts come in. All right, let's go back to Periscope. How's our overall tide looking too? Again, regular market tide still reading bullish here with your all call premiums positive, out of money call premiums still ask side there. Puts put premiums sitting low here. Oh yeah, it's already two. I almost said 2. So we got our Fed minutes coming up. I wouldn't think the Fed minutes are going to probably do much. I mean, that shouldn't be anything surprising. All right, let's see. Also, we just had a call come in here. Still seeing a lot of negative total volume. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm still kind of watching that 68.70 there. Why is the dog barking? All right, come on. There's our minute. Let's just see. Let's see. Not seeing a little red bar there. Are we going to get that 68.70? So yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping an eye on that premium. I mean, that premium slightly curling up there, and it wants to get through that negative gamma there. It wants to get through it. It's just kind of chopping, and what's holding this area up here too is that 68.85 here on the 223 expirations. Let's go back to the all, see what's changing. Yeah, I mean, it's just negative gamma on everything though. Keeping an eye there, and we should have our flip here. we'll go back to 0 here. See what else is coming in. Oh, have go. Oh, what a great spread. Oh wait, a big multi-leg. Yeah, we're just chopping, just chopping. Let's see what he got here. Let's see if I'm kind of showing that. Yeah, pretty much the same stuff that Paul said in his presser. I mean, usually the minutes aren't anything surprising. I need to lower this premium because I ain't really getting nothing in here. Let's do 150. Oops. Can't type today to save my life. Yeah, getting a little call action here. So now, didn't hit that target. 68.70. Stopped at that 68.80. So I mean, $10 off, but again from that 6,900 entry, I mean, you still made up about a $20 move down there. But like, see now you can see. Let me pop this back over here. Again, that 68.85 we were talking about. See how that price, I mean, slowed there. Now I would be potentially looking for this. Man, it's just not giving a super clear direction now. I still like the downside there. Just because you're not really, I mean, you're seeing that volume decrease there, and that total volume is still heavily negative there. Yeah, I mean, it was looking good there. It was looking good for a while there at that original 6,900. I mean, oh, we got a big positive gamma here now. Big cut positive gamma spike here from negative. Looks like we might want to come back up to this 6,900 level. Let's see if it changed on 0 DTE. Yeah, I like those kind of more shorter midterm time frames. I mean, you would have caught that 68.85 there, but you wouldn't have gotten a rejection there because that positive gamma was at 69.20 and then 69.15. So you wouldn't have hit that. You wouldn't have hit an entry there versus when we were looking at that all expiration there. That 69.05 was looking good there. Yeah, just gotta see some selling pressure come in here, and like we were looking at earlier too. Let's go look at that sector flow again. Very light volume, very, very light volume across all of those S&P 500 sectors. Everything below that 30-day average right now. Still a little early in the day, obviously we got a couple hours to go, but it makes it tough to scalp when you're not getting a lot of good volume in there. But yeah, it looks like we're kind of moving back up now to that 69.05-ish. Let's go back to that 5-day. Yeah, it bounced right at that 68.5. I probably would have longed it there just with, I saw put premiums kind of curling, so we just had a big change in that total volume too. It's still heavily negative. Let's just give her a refresh and check. Yeah, I mean, it's still favoring the downside. Your numbers are still favoring the downside. And a lot of that lower gamma is kind of, I'll go back to all. Yeah, that gamma exposure just, I mean, not a huge change there. But you just see a lot of that upper gamma kind of disintegrating there. And you had that 6,900 there. But yeah, I mean that 68.70 is still kind of that target there. Yeah, since we don't got flow to look at, look at Periscope here. Let's see what else. So we were looking at those CCL puts. Those already kind of moved a little bit, 52 up to 56. Quick 10% on those. Yeah, I'm just watching. I can't trade with this price action. It's just so bad. I want it just to come hit that 68.70 level, then I can be like, okay, well, I'm done for the day. Yeah, we're just kind of following that little straddle cone up there. So that negative gamma slightly decreased there, but still, again, favoring that downside there. Interval still there. Okay, I need to actually raise that premium up. Let's... We'll go back to that million. Yeah, I mean, you're just looking at that. I mean, it's a lot of 0-day SPX puts here. Earlier calls, though, I mean, you could see that call a little earlier, but afternoon's looking kinda bearish there. All right, let's go back to Periscope. Yeah, I mean, that 68.70 has been that price target for a while now, so I'm just keeping an eye on it. Big change in that total volume. I wish they had the numbers on here so you could actually read. I don't think you can. Maybe if you do the call, no. But yeah, I mean, that's it. The numbers are favoring the downside. Why do I keep going back to Twitter, man? Any change in the tide? Yeah, I mean, your premiums aren't flexing on the tide at all, so I mean, barely any fluctuation in there. I mean, not dropping, not rising. I mean, you had the small little spike in the puts there, but that's still bid side technically. The only kind of action you're saying, oh, is the kind of that the SPY only there and holdings. However, yeah, I mean, I'm getting a better read off the SPY premiums here. I mean, just that volume's been dropping there, so that's definitely something to take note of. And I want to see us hit that 6,900 target, or that 68.70. Sorry. And that's the thing. I mean, this is a good, really good scalping tool here. So I mean, like if you're a scalper, it's great. Anything change on that 0 DTE? No, just still tons of negative gamma. Just tons of negative gamma. I'm gonna guess we're gonna probably, it's looking like a kind of a sell into the afternoon possibly there. Again, things can change very quick, but I mean just that deterioration of that positive gamma up here. That 5-day view, yeah, we gotta get through this. I mean, this 68.85 is bounced now a couple times, so that kind of potentially worries me that we're not gonna get through that. But your all expirations are screaming downside here to that 68.70. And it looks like, I mean, your negative gamma, you just look at your bars here, they're growing every 10 minutes here. You just look at the previous 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, let me go back to that. Every 10 minutes that negative gamma is growing, that should be a sign. Negative gamma here, again, every 10 minutes, except for the 20-minute one on this one. That gamma's grown and your gamma exposure is now the highest negative gamma exposure here in the last 30. And again, same with this one. That negative gamma has grown every 10 minutes in the last 30 minutes. So I mean that's something that's catching my eye here, and getting that positive gamma decreasing over the last half hour here too. So I mean it's setting up for maybe at least a test of that 6870, but God, we're just bouncing at this level, man. That just bouncing at it. I want to see us get through it. I'd like to see this decrease a little bit here. What do we got? 10. Oh, we should have a update coming in here. Yeah, it's got to get back into that straddle cone. That 6885 on that 5-day expiration's just been holding it though. I do like that put premium curling up there a little bit though. 8 million, yeah, our numbers are telling us down. Numbers are telling us down because that was at 6 million. Now we're negative 8 million. And I mean, it's mostly puts coming in here. Not the last 10 minutes or so, but big chunk there. Big chunk there. Let's go back to Periscope. Go back to our all and just keep an eye on that. Yeah, this is fun. This is my, I think, actual first like full stream where we've just sat and watched Periscope there. So it's kind of fun, especially when that flow's a little slow there. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're about to... Wants to go, man. Wants to go. Let's see. Anything else coming in there? No, no. Ooh, we got some SPY puts, some 9-day out ones here. We got here 1% out of the money. Yeah, I mean, you see those put premiums curling up. It's looking good here. So, ooh, I don't like that because you have... Actually, let's see. 504. Yeah, a little iffy on that one. I kind of... It's filling up the bid a little bit more there, and then a little wider bid ask there. Yeah, I'd probably pass on that. All right, let's go back here. Oh, here we go. Come on. Come on, let's see a little selling pressure. Let's see a little selling pressure. Put premiums curling up. 7 million. It dropped a little bit from that 8 million, but still favoring the downside. See us accelerate through these negative gamma levels, and again, gamma levels are negative gamma's increasing here, but it's just such slow price action there. Tied any change in that? Nope, nothing. No big material changes in that. Nothing new for premiums coming. Oh, here we go. We got a couple more 0 DTE SPX puts coming in here. Yeah, Bean, you should probably leave again for a couple seconds because it started to move down a little bit when you left for a couple seconds. That 68, it's crawling. It's crawling. It might just crawl towards it. Oops, let's go back here. 8 million. Yeah, we're back at that negative 8 million now. I'm going to actually move this over here. I don't know why I have Twitter open. Yeah, I'm keeping my mouse here. That 6870 has been that target this entire time. So I'm gonna so being like so kind of the theory behind this is I'm gonna send you like the actual like very like in-depth article. I'll post in the chat here so anybody can see it, but like the theory behind this is when you see the positive gamma, so like if we fall to that 6870, market makers have to buy into weakness. So the theory behind that would be, if market makers are buying into weakness, price could go up, and vice versa. Like if you're coming into positive gamma here, market makers are going to sell into strength, so price could potentially go down there. So the red gamma, it's more kind of, I like to think of it as like an acceleration zone there. So you're going to see, like, if we're dropping here, so like the 6900 was what we were looking at there. So you have a lot of negative gamma below that. So essentially when you're seeing price come through that, you want to see price kind of move fast through that. So it would be like market makers kind of throwing gas on the fire. It's accelerating that speed down up there, and kind of vice versa there, where they're so it's they're they I'm gonna send you the article because I'm not probably super good at explaining it, but market makers, they have to delta hedge in like the way the price is moving there. I'm gonna actually pull that here because we're just kind of slowly grinding down here. Let me do that here. I'll drop it in the chat. Then anybody, oops, what did I do? Let's see, Periscope. Here we go. So I'm gonna drop this in here. So I mean, Dan wrote this. I mean, it tells you just kind of everything about how the hedging and all that goes there. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain that on the live. It'll be very, very long then, but it's and the video too that he has with it, really, really good. I mean, it's it's a very good. I watched his Periscope video probably like 7 or 8 times, and I've kind of watched them from Nick too. I watched Wance's, and I mean they're very detailed. So and Limitless on Twitter as well too. So like the other thing too to kind of be cautious about, or not cautious, but like let me go back to up here a little bit. So like when you're looking, so like this is essentially positioning. So they're long calls here and they're short puts on this essentially. So like earlier in the day, like you can see, and let me pop this to the 0DT because you'll get a better view then, and let me kind of zoom in a little bit. So the nice thing is, let me go back here. Sorry, I want to just click back once. You can see all this positive gamma formation. So those orange bars means there's a flip, so that negative gamma before is now positive, and those white dots are just showing you where it was previously. So you can see them starting to kind of position to the upside here. So if I just kind of click through this, you can see price is just kind of sitting down here, but you can see a lot of that positive gamma forming. So price can it can act like, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. It can act like a magnet towards that. So I mean, like you can see all that positive gamma forming. Here we are. Oh, it's really forming up here. Here comes price. We're coming up here. Now we're just kind of chopping at that level there, and see it's still forming a little bit up there, so it could potentially mean maybe a little more upside, but we're not seeing that now. It's a lot easier to see in real time too, but you just see it. We're now in that heavy positive gamma region here, and you were just kind of stuck now because we're in that position there. So let's go back here. So like again, when we're up here, I mean, there's not really any major positive gamma positioning to the downside. So let's just keep kind of watching it here. Keep watching it. Still not seeing it, but you are seeing that negative gamma kind of grow here too. So that is something to kind of be cautious about. And I am on the 0DT. I should probably go that. So I see a little positive gamma there, starting to kind of grow a little bit. So maybe they're starting to kind of position a little to that there. The reason why price no. So essentially, I'm going to come back here because we're going to actually hit our price target. It looks like almost. So that I want to read your question again. Sorry. So reason why price went down. So we were initially looking at that. So what I saw in real time, we were kind of at that 6,900 level. You can see that positive gamma kind of declining there. So over the last half hour, and I just kind of look at the dots there, and it's just a good quick visual. You can see that positive gamma declining there, so that could be a sign that you might start seeing some downside, and you're seeing that negative gamma increase there too. So like at the time you're seeing that negative gamma start to increase. We're kind of chopping. I'm keeping an eye on the put premiums, and I have that interval flow feed open there too. I'll check it. I don't leave it open all the time, but I'll just kind of maybe check it if I'm getting towards what level I like. And then I'm keeping an eye on that total volume here. And that total volume, you just come to SPY. Oops, let me just do it from scratch here. So you just come from SPY. Look at that Jex Dex Vanna Charm tab, and then it's your spot, and I just make sure it's on total volume there, and kind of the I like to see at least like 250,000 in a direction there. So like here we're negative 10 million. This is suggesting downside here. Now again, this stuff changes. I mean, second to second, so it's you got to kind of really keep an eye on it there. But like here, so okay, that negative gamma decreased a little bit there. But yeah, no, I kind of combine all the tools there just to kind of keep an eye. And that, where was it? So this is this here. It's just, I don't have the numbers on this one versus where I can just kind of see them there. But okay, well, we bounced here, so what's making us bounce? Let's just see if we can find it. I bet it's something on that 5-day. We're getting below that 68.85 there. So now this, if I was looking short still, if I still liked short here, I would be entering about on this positive gamma spike here on that retest because you're still seeing a lot of negative gamma down here. And I just kind of flip between the days to expiration here too. So positive. Oh, you are on the. So you're on the all expiration still too. Yeah, there is still a lot of positive gamma up here, and you are correct that it's growing here too. So we might kind of gravitate towards bet. Oh, we just flipped. All that positive gamma just dropped off on the 0-day. So this is a lot of negative gamma there. That's, yeah, it updates every 10 minutes there. How does it look on the all? Yeah, so big drop in that positive gamma there. So I mean, and that positive gamma at that 68.70 is now negative there. So I mean, you don't really see any, there's not really any, yeah, I mean, it kind of wants to gravitate back up a little bit there. But hey, from that 6,900 there, I mean, we came down and hit that 68.80. So I mean, a 20-point drop if you're scalping on that, and that's all you really need. Dang, I really wanted to hit that 68.70 there, though. It looked like it was coming to it. I mean, all those numbers were kind of, yeah, you got more 0 DTEs coming in. Numbers are still staying down, though. Let's see, let's go back here. Yeah, I mean, if I was looking to get in anything right now, I'd probably be shorting this candle here. I mean, you got a big position coming up here at that 68.25 too, but still got some to the upside. A little more to the upside there. But yeah, you can just see how we came down to that positive gamma and price cooled. But I mean, and this is kind of where looking at the internals helps a little bit too, where I'm keeping an eye now. If we were seeing put premium or not put call premiums kind of tail up here, I'd maybe start looking for calls here, but you're not really seeing a significant change in that. And just kind of looking at the negative 10 million too, you're not really seeing a significant change in that. So I mean, I would still be looking short here. But other than that, I think I might just hop off for a little bit. I'll probably hop on for the last like half hour of Power Hour or something, but I kind of want to just do a little Periscope thing there. So yeah, we'll see what we. Oh, Bean, I'll answer your question quick. Sorry, I didn't see that. I switch between it. Like I look at all. So like if you're looking at all right now, like you're not seeing anything like major to the downside there.